My name is Jenniffer Dew, and I'm a Programme Officer for the International Organisation for Migration. This is our logo here. I work in the UK office, which is in London, and this particular project, as you can imagine, is actually managed from the IOM Somalia office, which is actually based in Nairobi, but has on-the-ground coverage in the 3 Somali regions. So the office in the UK, along with a couple of other European countries and in North America and Canada, we support with the outreach part of the project, which is that we come to meet with different community groups to inform them of the MIDA Somalia project and to find out if there's some interest to apply for the vacancies that we're going to talk about a little bit later. As Qasim Ali already mentioned to you, WSSP has been working on the MIDA project for the last few years, but since April we actually started a formal kind of outreach project that covers the United Kingdom, and that will go on for an initial period of 12 months. And they're really getting the word out there amongst the UK Somali diaspora and raising awareness and understanding of the project. For us it's really important, they're really helping us to actually reach the community and strengthen that dialogue and communication, and they know a lot more about Somali professionals in the UK than we do. MIDA Somalia aims to strengthen the institutional capacity of the Somali government to manage and realise their development goals by using the resources of the diaspora. So as you all know very well, Somalis in the UK, USA, Sweden, Finland and so on are applying their qualifications and skills in these countries while there is a huge shortage of qualified human resources in Somalia. The qualifications and skills that you all have can be channeled into development efforts in the young Somali governments and help it to become less dependent on very costly foreign aid. MIDA therefore uses what we call a mobility-based approach to assist Somali nationals to directly contribute to the development of your country of origin or your country of heritage. So this program is actually aimed at Somalis who have very specific professional skills and several years of work experience in sectors such as health, law, finance, gender, water and sanitation, social care, environment, agriculture, disaster management, education, planning and organisational management. It is also aimed at Somalis who have acquired the rights and the status to live in the UK or any other host country, so that your freedom of movement to come to and from Somalia is guaranteed. As you already know, the specific advantages of working with the diaspora are your knowledge of the local language and the context, which allow you to blend in and hit the ground running, and your clear commitment to the future of Somalia. So talking about the program, I want to just outline 6 steps in terms of how the program actually works. Step 1 is a needs assessment, which is actually carried out by the government institution in Somalia in the 3 regions. Step 2 is the development of what we call the terms of reference, so effectively a job description for the assignment, and that is both the government institution and the IOM office in Somalia that prepares that. As a 3rd step, we post the vacancies on the MIDA Somalia website, which is Quests MIDA, or you can also link through it through WSSP's website and Facebook page. And then we encourage applications from skilled diaspora members. Step 4 is the recruitment process, which is the same as any other competitive recruitment process involving shortlisting, interviews and then reference checks. And step 5 for the successful applicants is a flight to Nairobi, where there's a briefing and an orientation period, and then from Nairobi into Somalia for the duration of the assignment, which can be anywhere between 1 month and 12 months. And we have had quite a lot of people who have actually chosen to stay beyond the 12-month period and have done 2 to 3 years in the country. So that for us there are 2 factors to guarantee the success of the MIDA Somalia program. The first is ensuring that IOM knows about Somali professionals in the diaspora, where they're located, what are their particular skill sets, level of experience, and what are their interests in engaging in their home country. And step 2 is in ensuring that Somali professionals in the diaspora know about the program and have the opportunity to apply for an assignment if they decide that it's what they would like to do. For us, it's also really important that the Somali community knows about the project and knows about what MIDA is and the opportunities that are available. And this is where diaspora organisations are so important, and why we're working with the WSSP and hosting events like this. As I mentioned, going back to those steps, it is the institution that decides what the expertise are that they particularly need, and then that's passed on to IOM, and together they develop terms of reference or a job description. and the vacancy goes on the website. But when somebody applies, the application arrives to the IOM office, and the IOM office then does an initial shortlist, and they take away the names and any other characteristics that could identify who the application has actually come from. And then it's presented to the government institution. So these are the mechanisms that are in place so that people don't actually know who the applications are coming from, so that they can't necessarily choose who their friends are or choose who they want to have in a particular placement. So that's just sort of an example of one of the mechanisms that we have in place to avoid the issue that you've been talking about. So MIDA Somalia is a government sort of led initiative. The needs assessment comes from them, and then we try and find professionals to meet the needs of the government institutions. Diaspora, there are many diaspora-led activities going on in Somalia and in many other countries, and one exciting opportunity that we're aware of at the moment is the Uganda health professionals that are organising themselves very, very well in the UK and then actually having their own initiatives back in Uganda. I'm not too familiar with other activities that are happening right now within the Somali community, but obviously WSSP's Operation Restore Home is one perfect example where it's the diaspora leading their own initiative and making their own arrangements to do project work out in Somalia. But that's sort of also outside the scope of this particular project, and also really the way that IOM works, because we're intergovernmental, so we do tend to work directly with the governments and support the needs of the government.
I really enjoyed taking part in today's event, and I was really pleased with the turnout. There was quite an interesting mix of different people, and we had a full room, so that's good. I think we had an interesting range of speakers that you organised, and then a good Q&A session, and I think I was glad to be here to participate and hopefully try and answer some of the queries that people have and some of their concerns as well. It's really important to go to different regions, because I think most of the people that were here today, can't come to an event that happens in London, so I think, each event probably has a slightly different flavour or a different taste, but what's important is that it covers the whole of the UK and the different cities. Well, for us, I think it's really important that Somalis in the diaspora are connected to one another for their own reasons and for their own interests, because all those connections are really, really important and helps everybody to maximise their potential if they're connected to one another. And then it also, for us, it actually makes our life easier that there are many professionals who are already in touch with you and know about the work that you're doing, and through that route they can find out about the MIDA Somalia project. The other kind of key message is that, MIDA Somalia is looking for specific professionals, and sometimes the terms of reference are very, very detailed. So it's about looking for the job that you really have the skills and the experience to match, and then making your application. So, wait for the job that it really matches the skills that you have, and then make the application accordingly, because otherwise, you might not hear back, and then there are all sorts of rumours that happen that, that it isn't a real program or a transparent program, but it's like any other recruitment process. You have to have the right skills and the experience to get the jobs.
Thank you very much for coming all the way from London.
Thank you.
And we appreciate it, and we hope to have you many more meetings.
Thank you.
And thank you again.
Thank you.